In a world where quiet workers often go unnoticed, one ordinary man made an extraordinary choice. No cameras, no headlines, just instinct and courage in the face of fire. What he didn't know was that the man he saved would change his life forever. This is not just a story of bravery, it's a story about justice, dignity, and how one selfless act can echo far beyond the moment. My name is Malik Henderson. I never wanted to be a hero. For 12 years, I worked quietly as a maintenance supervisor at a private airfield outside Charlotte, North Carolina. I wasn't anyone special. I showed up early, stayed late, kept the lights on and the runway smooth. I knew every bolt, every valve, every panel on that tarmac. I liked being invisible. It meant I was doing my job right. Then one morning, the world decided to see me. It started like any other day. Clear skies, hot coffee and a cracked thermos, a clipboard in my hand. I was walking a routine inspection when the screaming sound of jet engines sliced through the quiet. I turned, just in time to see a private jet coming in too fast. Way too fast. The wheels hit the runway hard. Metal scraped. Sparks flew. The undercarriage burst into flames. There were people standing nearby, line crew, flight staff, even a few execs, but nobody moved. Not right away. That hesitation, that frozen second, is the space where everything can change. I didn't think. I just ran. The heat hit me before I got there, thick and choking. The smell of burning rubber and jet fuel clung to my lungs. I climbed up, yanked the cabin door open, and smoke billowed out like a monster. I couldn't see much, but I heard coughing and then silence. That scared me more than the flames. Inside, a man was slumped in his seat, unconscious. I dragged him out, coughing so hard I couldn't see straight. By the time we reached the grass, emergency crews were finally running toward us. I dropped to my knees, the man heavy in my arms, and everything faded to black. When I woke up later at the clinic, they said I had mild smoke inhalation. Nothing serious. The man I pulled out was alive. I thought that would be the end of it. I was wrong. The next morning, I was called into the office. My manager didn't look me in the eye. He had paperwork on his desk and a script in his voice. "You violated safety protocol," he said. "You put yourself and the company at risk." I waited for the part where he smiled and said he was kidding. It never came. "You're letting me go?" I asked. His answer was silence and a pink slip. 12 years, no warning, no thanks. Just like that. I walked home. Couldn't afford a cab. My legs ached. My chest still burned. I didn't tell my wife right away. Rent was already late, groceries were thin, and now I had nothing to bring home but shame. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying it all in my head: the fire, the rescue, the cold face of my manager. I questioned if I had made a mistake by jumping in. Maybe I should have waited. Maybe I should have done it by the book. Maybe the rules mattered more than someone's life. Then came the engines, just after sunrise. I heard them outside, a deep, low rumble that shook the window panes. I stepped onto the porch in slippers and a stained hoodie. That's when I saw them. 10 luxury supercars, sleek, gleaming, lined up on our tiny, cracked street like they'd taken a wrong turn out of a movie. I thought I was dreaming. A woman in a tailored suit stepped out of the lead car. She held a tablet and smiled like she knew everything. "Mr. Henderson," she said. "Mr. Langston sends his gratitude." It took me a second. "Who, Richard Langston?" she said. "The man you saved." My mind reeled. Richard Langston, the billionaire tech mogul. I had seen his face on magazine covers and waiting rooms. I had pulled him out of a burning jet without even knowing his name. "These cars," she said, "are yours to distribute however you choose. Sell them, keep them, gift them. That's up to you." I stood frozen, still trying to process, when she held out a second envelope. "And this," she added, "is the deed to a new home. All expenses paid. Gated community. No strings attached." I didn't speak. I couldn't. My wife had come out behind me, her hand trembling in mine. The neighbors had started to gather, jaws open. It didn't feel real, but it was only the beginning. News got out fast. The story went viral. Articles titled, "From Fired to Fortuned and the Quiet Hero Who Saved a Billionaire," exploded online. I started getting messages from strangers, from veterans, from janitors, from night shift nurses, people who knew what it meant to be invisible. Then my old employer called. They said it had all been a misunderstanding. They offered me a consulting position, said they'd love to have me back in an advisory role. I told them no. I didn't say it with anger. I just said it with truth. What came next was the most unexpected part. Langston called me himself, not through a rep, not on video. He showed up, in person, no cameras, just him, standing on my new porch, casual like a neighbor. "You didn't hesitate," he said. "You didn't wait for a camera or a contract. You acted. That's rare." He didn't want to just give me things. He wanted to build something with me. He offered me the leadership of a new foundation, not a charity, a movement, designed to support and recognize the invisible heroes, maintenance workers, cafeteria staff, school janitors, hospital porters, people who held up the world quietly, who never asked for thanks but deserved to be seen. I took the job, not for the money, but for the purpose, and I learned something. The real gift wasn't the cars, or the house, or even the job. It was the chance to become the kind of man I'd always wanted to be, the kind who lifts others up. Not just when the cameras are watching, but when no one is. Today, I travel across the country. I shake hands with people who remind me of me. I sit in break rooms and hear stories of small heroics that never made the news. I nod. I listen. I remember. Because I know what it feels like to be overlooked, until the moment you matter most. And I will never let those moments go unseen again.